Check, check.
RT Rogers Oil Company and Precision Delivery have many kind and knowledgeable long-term employees in our Hinton office who account for transactions and dispatch fuel and explain and educate about our many products, such as our wall heaters and also our fireplace logs, which are designed for residential space heating. And we also have Rinnai tankless water heaters available. We provide many different types of fuel storage tanks along with an experienced and trained crew that will be installing them. We will then make safe and timely deliveries to these storage tanks. Our long-term employees make deliveries and also install HVAC units and install generators, while Precision Delivery transports fuel in 6 states. So, call us for a quote or delivery.
Raynell Medical Center is excellent healthcare right at home. Primary care, behavioral health, dental, pharmacy, full-service lab, and more. At locations close to you in Raynell, Meadowbridge, Alderson, White Sulphur Springs, Maxwellton, Midland Trail, and Lewisburg. Call 304-438-6188. Raynell Medical Center. Excellent healthcare right at home.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Western Greenbrier Middle School, home of the Greenbrier West Lady Cavaliers. I'm Matthew Thomas, ready to get this game rolling and ready to go this evening as the Cavaliers are going to be battling the Mount View Lady Knights. The game will start here in just a few minutes. It looks like the Lord is about ready to pour the rain on us, but hopefully it decides to stay off for this evening's game between the Cavs and the Knights. As of right now, the field is nice and dry, and Coach Steve Fields, head coach of the Cavaliers, as you can see him right now, doing a little bit of batting practice with the girls. He definitely would like to keep it that way. So hopefully it will stay that way. Here in just a few seconds as well, we would also like to pay a tribute as well to one of the officials for this evening's game, the home plate umpire for this evening's game, Mike Stentz, who in last year's matchup between the Cavaliers and the Knights, he had a really big scare, if you will, behind the plate. He got hit in the arm really hard by one of, I believe it was Briley Redden's pitches, and you know that those hurt whenever they come straight at you. So we'll play that, and also it was off of a foul tip. So just to add insult to injury. So we'll show that replay here in just a few seconds and give you a look at exactly what all these umpires deal with and what all they go through as they endure these games. So we're going to show you that replay from last year's game when the Cavaliers took down the Knights 12-0 over at Mount View. Alrighty, here in just a second, producer's pulling up the video that we're going to show you guys, and you'll get to see what it looks like, and also the damage that Mr. Stentz's arm took on the foul tip, and you'll get to see what these umpires go through. And it not only was one hit, it was two hits during the same game. So we're going to show you those images here in just a few seconds. The best of her ability, Cook evens the count at 2-2. But the thing is, it is only a two-run game, so anything could happen. Taylor spins the ball, pitches, and that one gets up in her. And it looks like it hit the home plate umpire. Looks like it shook him up a little bit. The Cavaliers are up by 10 or more by the fifth. The game will be over. And that one is another ball. Hits the catcher, or excuse me, hits the umpire. And he's going to be down there for a second. Hopefully he's all right on the play. It looks like it hit him in the chest plate and knocked the breath out of him. And he's back up, and it appears that he's doing all right. It looks like it knocked the breath out of him there for a second. These umpires do a great job. A lot of people like to say things about umpires, and I mean there are times where they might have games that are a struggle, but there's not very many umpires in this state that do every single game. And these guys, I mean, there's a reason why they're in regionals. They were voted to be there because of how good and consistent they are. So appreciate these three men for doing such a great job throughout the season. And it appears that the home plate umpire is good to go. This is going to be an 0-1 count. Alrighty, and there's the images that I was talking about from last year. You could see his arm Mr. Mike's arm, his left arm, that took the damage, and also his chest was the other part as well. We're not going to show those images, but right there on his arm, you could see how welted it was after pitcher Phoebe Dudgeon of the Lady Knights hit his arm off the foul tip. So that's only one image from one game. You can imagine how many bruises and bumps these umpires have throughout a season of play here in softball. And especially, I know softballs might not be coming in as fast as baseballs do, but they're also bigger than baseballs are. So their circumference and the way they're going to hit is going to be harder than a baseball in some aspects, even though it might not be thrown quite as hard. So as you can see, the rain is getting ready to come down here this evening at Lady Cavalier Field. Yeah, we're more than likely, this game is more than likely going to see a delay, I would venture to guess. We just up here in the press box, we had to close up in order to keep the score link for the scoreboard up there on the top left of your screen. And the rain is absolutely pouring down here, unfortunately. And more, hopefully right now at this point the camera will be able to take the brood of the bunch as it's still standing in the outfield. But yes, back to what I was saying about Mr. Stentz. Definitely umpires take a huge brood whenever they're out there, whether it's at the pitcher's mound, especially those home plate umpires, but also some in first and second base as well. You're good. So the scheduled first pitch between the Cavs and the Knights was supposed to be at 6 p.m., but we will see here shortly if that's going to stand. I know you guys can't see it, but as we are behind the backstop right now, but there's fans standing over at the concession stand, probably about 30 fans that are hanging, chilling out, and trying to stay out of the rain as much as possible. The bleachers have been emptied, and there's even some kids practicing in the batting cages, so you know they're getting soaked right now in this pouring rain. It's been a torrential downpour now for about 4 or 5 minutes, so right about when the first pitch was about to start, the skies decided to open up and pour down on Lady Cavalier Field. But also, thankfully, as you can see on your screen right now, and hopefully it stays this way, there are no puddles. So if it can stop here soon and there's no crazy puddles, the game will continue. And also, hopefully, we can avoid the lightning as well, as lightning is the one thing that will keep the game from going on. So if I receive word or anything that allows the game to continue to proceed, I'll let you know. We have the 30-minute delay game warning, as you can see there on the screen. I'm not 100% sure if it's 30 or 15. If I hear word from anybody, I will let you guys know. I know it's a 30-minute for lightning delay, but there has not been any lightning yet here at Lady Cavalier Field, so we're good for a lightning delay. Right now it's just because the rain is pouring so much that they can't even proceed with the game. So trying to see if they can let the dust settle down. Yeah. So here's what we're going to do for the time being. I just got word from our producer. I'm going to I'm going to go ahead and step away for a second, see if I can get any information for you guys, if possible. And as soon as we receive any updates, I will have it here for you guys on air. So make sure you guys are following the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network. Subscribe to the YouTube channel or put us on your Discovery page over on Roku, Channel 5, anywhere where you guys get your cable or Optimum. And yeah, I will be back here in just a little bit with any updates on the rain delay. But currently, for those of you just tuning in, we are on a rain delay here at Lady Cavalier Field as we're experiencing torrential downpours. We will be back here in just a few minutes on the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network with updates. Alrighty, we are back at Cavalier Field here as the Lady Cavaliers are ready to take the rubber, as Lakin Tully is going to be the lady on the rubber this evening for Greenbrier West as they face the Lady Knights from Mount View. The Lady Knights are coming into this game with a pretty successful season record-wise, with a record of 19-5. And then the Cavaliers, a little bit behind them, at a 15-8 record on the season. Your numbers for the Lady Cavaliers this evening. And for Lakin Tully pitching on the mound, she's got 2 straight days. She faced Webster County yesterday, and she's got Mount View again today. She's pitched 34 2/3 innings in 10 games. She started 6 of those games with a record of 5-2. She's allowed 31 hits, 30 runs, 18 earned runs, 31 walks, 44 Ks. She's hit 3 people with pitches, but she's got a really nice ERA at a 3.63. So let's see if she can lower that again today, as her mountain opponent this evening is going to be Phoebe Dudgeon, coming in with 119 2/3 innings pitched. By far the leading pitcher for the Knights this season. The only 2 other pitchers to see the mound or to see the rubber this year for the Knights is Belcher, number 4, and Rosen, number 7, each with 2 innings pitched apiece. All right, here we go. I know we said time start would be 6:41, but it was not a lightning delay, so the full 30-minute delay did not commence. Let's get this game started, folks. And it's going to be a low first pitch to number 23, Malaya Barnes. She starts out with the lead as the leadoff hitter. On 68 at-bats this season, she's got a 397 average and a 534 on-base percentage. And we're going to have a check over there at first base by the home plate umpire, and it's a ball. So 2 balls and no strikes to start out this at-bat for Barnes. Tully. The freshman delivers 3 straight balls. A little bit rusty following the rain delay. Definitely knocked off her schedule, but Tully and her statistics prove it. She'll get back on track here soon, but not before she walks or hit by pitch, whichever one you want to take it. First batter will make it to first. As Cheyenne Belcher now is the batter. She heavily chokes up. We're going to have 5 straight balls to start out this game from Lakin Tully. Right now she is inside and a little low in her zone. Wants to try to tighten that up a little bit. Words of encouragement whispered by her senior catcher, Brooklyn Adkins. And now she'll even up the count and deliver her first strike of this evening's game. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Cheyenne Belcher, number 4 for the Lady Knights. And she'll swing and miss for strike 2, Adkins. And we're going to have a run out. Running over to first. Emma Edens right there behind her. Layla Williams chases her down. Adkins now all the way out to help him. That ball's going to be dropped, though. She's going to make it in safely to second base. My goodness. The Cavaliers had her in the rundown, and they got as close as you can get. But close as you can get isn't out. So Barnes able to make it to second base on the run out and advance into scoring position for the Lady Knights. Now for Barnes, her stats on the season is she heavily chokes up on her bat. And that'll be a called strike 3. And the first out As Belcher strikes out, she had a .263 average on 57 at-bats. And now the pitcher, Phoebe Dudgeon, the rubber opponent for Lakin Tolley. She faces the first pitch, and she's going to get well underneath that ball for strike one. Dudgeon is just as much of a danger at the plate as she is on the rubber. She's coming in with 24 games played, and she's got 88 plate appearances on 68 at-bats with a .412 average and .545 on-base percentage. So formidable numbers there for Miss Dudgeon. She's also fourth on the team in OPS with a 1.134. So a very strong Mount View Lady Knights team, but she's in a hole at 1-2 against the freshman Lakin Tolley. Swing and a miss as Lakin Tolley lasers a fastball right past Dudgeon for out number 2. So, despite the chase down that the Cavaliers gave up, Lakin Tolley comes right back with 2 straight Ks. But now the cleanup hitter, Kaylee Rose, is up. She's going to watch strike one to see if she can get a feel here on Lakin Tolley. 0-1 is going to be the count here early on Rose. 61 ABs and a .443 average with a .585 on base percentage. It feels like a lot of, if not most of the girls in this Knights lineup have about 150 more on their on-base percentage as they do their average, which says this team is pretty speedy, and that pass ball is going to allow Barnes to move to third base, so she's 60 feet away from scoring the first run of this ball game. Home plate umpire calls out 2 balls, 1 strike. Tolley. Swing on a nice rise ball there upstairs. She was able to get Rose to chase, and now we're evened up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. 3 straight strikeouts for Lakin Tolley. And despite the first runner of the game reaching on that walk/hit by pitch, Lakin Tolley comes back with 3 Ks. And we're going to show you guys here in just a second that she'll swing and miss for strike 2, Atkins. And we're going to have a run out. Running over to first, Emma Edens right there behind her. Layla Williams chases her down. Atkins now all the way out to help him. That ball's going to be dropped, though. She's going to make it in safely to second base. My goodness. It can't get much better than that. Had to show you guys that replay one more time. Good job by our producer, Harry Vance, bringing that to you guys. And that'll do it for the end of this top of the first innings. So now, as I've already mentioned, because you saw her bat third in the lineup, Phoebe Dudgeon will be the pitcher this evening for the Lady Knights. She'll pitch the bottom of the first inning here against the Cavaliers. Dudgeon coming into this game. I've already said her statistics, but I'm going to say them again because of how impressive they are. 119 and 2/3 innings pitched on 23 games started. She is 18-5 in those games. So out of their 19-5 record, she has started 23 of those 24 games. She's got 1 save as well on the season. Allowed 78 hits, 75 runs, 38 earned runs, 65 walks. But listen to this, folks. 256 strikeouts compared to only 65 walks. So really nice strikeout compared to walk ratio. About 4 strikeouts for every runner that she walks. And she's got a 2.22 ERA. So She also leaves a lot of runners on base, 101 of them to be exact. So let's see what Dudgeon can do this evening. And to start out for the Cavaliers this evening, is Diana Porter. And she'll show bunt. Nicely got out in front of that. But it rolls foul. The signal given by third base coach and head coach, for that matter, Steve Fields. And Dudgeon going to get the same signal as well from her away dugout. And Porter, for now, keeps the bat on her shoulder. Let's see if she decides to show bunt. She does. And a nice corner pitch there from Phoebe Dudgeon to draw this count early, 0-2. So Diana Porter will be defending here with that 348 average on the season. And she's right at a 1.00 on her OPS. And late was the swing there on Porter, but she was able to just get a piece of it to stay alive. So 3 straight strikes from Dudgeon. And Dudgeon asks for a new ball. That one, like it got a little bit wet from the torrential downpour. If you guys are a little bit late to this party that we've started this evening, first pitch was supposed to be at 6 o'clock this evening. But we had a rain delay for about 35 minutes to start the ball game. Porter slugs it to the first baseman. Oh, and that's going to pull her off the bag, as the third baseman for Mount View was not able to field it cleanly. So she's going to reach on an error. And now the senior Briley Redden up to bat. Briley Redden, 72 at-bats on the season, of 556 average and a 168 OPS. And she was swinging for the fences there. She got a little bit out in front of that changeup for the 0-1 count. Reading Greenbrier West home run leader at 6 home runs this season. Always a threat to do that. Let's see if we get one here. She's facing an 0-2 count. Dudgeon fills up the strike zone. You're definitely not going to beat her by walking. Dudgeon on the slow lineup gets Redden out in front of it. She got just over top of the ball. Got a piece of it. So the count will stay, no balls, 2 strikes. Dudgeon asks for another replacement ball. We're going to see that more than what you usually would in a softball game due to the rainy conditions that we had earlier. But thankfully, looks like the Lord has blessed us with good weather, at least for the start of this game. And hopefully it remains that way. Dudgeon. The slow windup. That's going to not be caught by the left fielder for Mount View. Porter, she's going to try to come home. She's going to have plenty of time to make it as she gets down and dirty. And Briley Redden, the senior standout from Greenbrier West, adds to her total this season. She now has 12 doubles as this second round of regionals is underway. So the Cavaliers lead now 1-0. And Briley Redden will get the first hit of the ball game. All right. And now who usually is her catcher behind the backstop, Brooklyn Adkins. Number 3 in the lineup, Adkins coming in. this evening with 57 ABs and a 509 average. That ball, which was also a pass ball on the pitch that was low, is going to allow Redden to move to third base. So no outs for the Cavaliers, one ball. Greenbrier West definitely threatening early. Dudgeon with a slow windup. Delivers a beautiful strike right down the middle to Adkins to even up the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Cavaliers defeated these same Knights 12-0 to knock them out of the postseason last year, and they'd love to do it again. Adkins showed bunt there, but got well underneath of it, and she'll be swinging on this pitch. She's got 2 strikes on her, and Dudgeon will get her 3rd replacement ball of the evening. So, judging by the way things have been, it looks like that grass over towards the home plate is definitely a little bit wet. And Adkins, that one's going to pop up to the shortstop, but the tag up is made. Redden going to get down. Nice job there by Briley Redden, able to somehow beat that throw home. Man, that ball was just popped up in the infield, but Ray wasn't quite able to get that in quite early enough. And Mount View trying to argue that her foot was not on the base, but it definitely was. We were able to see over here from the press box. All right, cleanup hitter, Eliana Dietz up to bat. She may be one, but she does not play like one, and that is Dietz being a freshman. 2-0 is the score here early. Dietz got out in front of that changeup. Good changeup there by Dudgeon. And now let's get to the cleanup hitters. Stats brought to you by Reno Medical Center here this evening. Eliana Dietz coming into this season, she's got 64 at-bats and a 391 average, 506 on-base percentage. Eliana Dietz gets well under that one. She'll have 1 ball and 2 strikes and has to defend here on this pitch. Doesn't have a ton of extra base hits, but she definitely cracks a lot of singles. Out of her 25 hits, 20 of them are singles. She's had 4 doubles and I'll say had a triple as well. But she's one of the leading RBI specialists on this Cavalier team as well. She's got 21 ribbies on the season. And that's going to be a called strike 3 on the inside corner, as it was a little bit above the knees. Now the number 5 hitter in the lineup, Kaylin Bevins for Greenbrier West. Bevins, 65 ABs and a 246 average. A good day today would put her over that 250. Let's see if she can do it. She's going to watch strike number 1. It's down there, right at her knees. So 2-0 is the score here early. Dudgeon trying to keep it that way. She's got 2 outs for her team. Outside pitch there for ball number 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to even it up on Kaylin Bevins. Dudgeon shakes it out a little bit. She's got one of the slower lineups that we've seen in single A, but that's not a bad thing. Bevins able to hug the corner, gets the ball to third base. Bevins is going to choose to go to second. The cutoff is made. Not a wise choice there by the left fielder, as that gives plenty of time for Bevins to get herself a double on the season. That'll be Bevins' second double on the season. And now Gracie Rhodes up to bat for the Cavaliers. So 2 hits so far for Greenbrier West this evening. As Gracie Rhodes, the fastest player on this Cavaliers team, is up to bat. The slow windup here from Dudgeon. And that's going to be a pass ball, and it will allow Bevins to move to third base. Bevins! That ball got into the outfield. Bevins throws going to be back to, that slide looked painful. Bevins, she went to go head first, but the money was still made for the Cavaliers as Bevins gets in on a not very pretty slide, but hey, the job was done. And the Cavaliers will now lead 3-0. Looks like the Gracie Rhodes, no up to bat. She's got 64 ABs and a 391 average. Coming up at 6th in the lineup for West. Pitches outside for ball number 2. 2-0 count on the sophomore. And a late swing there from Rhodes. She got underneath of it. And Dudgeon will request her 4th ball of the game. I don't know why that number is still sticking in my head, but we're going to keep a count of how many new balls Dudgeon and Tolley get this evening between the two pitchers. The slow lined up now for Dudgeon, and she's going to get underneath that one. Good pitch. And the second baseman for the Knights, Belcher, able to retire. And that'll do it for the end of our first inning. Cavaliers lead early at Western Greenbrier Middle School 3-0. We'll be right back.
Raynell Medical Center is excellent health care right at home. Primary care, behavioral health, dental, pharmacy, full-service lab, and more. At locations close to you in Raynell, Meadowbridge, Alderson, White Sulphur Springs, Maxwellton, Midland Trail, and Lewisburg. Call 304-438-6188. Raynell Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home.
Alrighty, we are back here on the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network. As you can see, that beautiful aerial view brought to you by Advanced Hydraulics. Beautiful scenery over the mountains here at Western Greenbrier Middle School. And we are back to action as Lakin Tolley and her teammate backstop Brooklyn Adkins are going to face the third baseman, number 14, Ashanti Bonds. Bonds coming into this game with 35 at-bats and a 257 average on the season. Bonds, that one's going to make it foul and just out of play. Rhodes is really good at being able to close the gap, but even with her speed, not quite able to make it to that ball. Bonds is the number 5 hitter in this lineup. And she'll swing late on a nice rise ball from Tolley to draw the count. No balls, 2 strikes. And outside called strike 3, as that'll be the 4th K of the evening for the senior Lakin Tolley. And now the number 6 hitter in the lineup for your Lady Knights is going to be Brianna Hood. Foul tip for strike one. Brianna comes into this game with 20 ABs and a 150 average on the season. Tolly. That one looked like it slipped out of her hand a little bit, and her facial expression proved that. She grimaced a little bit. She said, that came out of my hand a little too early. Count will be evened up now at 1 ball, 1 strike. As Tolly's already got herself 4 Ks in just the second inning. Shows bunt, and she pulled back on it, but it didn't matter. That ball was right down the middle. So now Wood is going to be defending at 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that one, I don't know how her bat managed to get the end of that one, but still a nice ground ball, and the out will be made as Lake and Tolly able to scoop it up and get it to Emma Edens. And that'll be a quick 2 outs for the Cavaliers. Madison Rhodes up to bat now. 58 ABs. She's got a 310 average. She'll get well out in front of that one, and that'll go over the home plate and hit off one of the poles near the pitcher's cage, near the batter's cage. So no ball, 1 strike. As Tolly making good work so far in this game. Outside pitch. And that'll be strike number 2 now. So Rose will be defending. Trying to get herself a nice pitch to hit. She's got 4 singles and 2 doubles on the season. And that one's going to be number 7 as it makes it over Dietz's head at second base. Out to outfield, but a good cutoff there by Gracie Rhodes to keep it at a single. Tyshira Ray up now to bat for the Lady Knights. And the Knights also have their first hit of this ball game. Ray faces Tolly. And she's going to see the first pitch low. And it looks like we have a substitute runner in Kyla Underwood at first base for the Knights. Another pitch low there for Tolly. It's 2 balls, no runs. See what Underwood is able to do. The courtesy runner has 4 stolen bases on the season. Let's see if she can make something happen. So Ray will swing and miss there. She was playing a little bit of golf there. She almost brought up some dirt. Ray has got some pretty nice stats on the season, 14 hits on the season, but that one drilled right to Eliana Dietz for out number 3. So 4 strikeouts early for Lake and Tolly on 6 outs. And we're going to head to the bottom of the second inning with the Cavaliers leading 3-0 on the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network.
Raynell Medical Center is excellent health care right at home. Primary care, behavioral health, dental, pharmacy, full-service lab, and more. At locations close to you in Raynell, Meadowbridge, Alderson, White Sulphur Springs, Maxwellton, Midland Trail, and Lewisburg. Call 304-438-6188. Raynell Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home.
Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. We're here on the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network. And Dudgeon to start out the bottom of this second inning. Looks like it'll be the Bombsicle up to bat. Is Layla Williams ready to roll? And she'll start out this inning with Emma Edens on deck. Layla Williams, a couple games ago, had her first home run of the season, and it just so happened to be a grand slam. So you can't ask for a much better first outside the park home run of your career. And she's going to watch ball number one as the pitch is low in the dirt. You already know my opinion. I want that Bombsicle to be used. Thankfully, she's choking up on it. Let's see if it gets utilized. It's going to be 2 balls. Nice heater there from Dudgeon. Tried to get Williams to keep that bat head out there. But a good eye from Williams as she pulls back on it. Dudgeon. It will show, and that'll be a called strike one. Good pitch there at the knees there from Dudgeon. Williams with a 167 average on the season, on 42 at bats. She's got 7 hits, 4 singles, 2 doubles, and then, of course, that aforementioned grand slam. Williams was going for everything there. She got a little piece of it. We'll draw it even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The windup from Dudgeon. And that pitch is going to be low and in the dirt, and we will see our first full count of the day. Williams also had a nice at-bat a few days ago to be able to bring the game into extra innings against the Midland Trail Patriots. Swing and a miss there for strike 3 as Williams was going for the fence. She'll definitely be looking to make contact in her second at bat later on in the game. Emma Edens now up to bat for the Cavs. Edens coming into this game. 54 ABs and a 278 batting average. She's got 15 hits on the season. 7 singles, 7 doubles. And then she's also got a home run for herself as well. So ball number 1. And the ground, thankfully, must be getting a little bit drier as Dudgeon had to request for 4 balls there in that first inning, and she hasn't had to request for any so far in the early part of this bottom of the second. Swing and a miss there. So Edens a little bit behind on that fastball to draw the count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. This will be a big thing, too, for the Cavaliers going into the postseason. Edens, that one's going to roll foul. Just past the third baseman. Bonds almost had herself a hand on it, but nonetheless, it stays out of play. And now it'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. And never mind, there is the first new ball of this bottom of the second. And Edens will be defending. But the Cavaliers would love to get their younger part of the lineup going other than just Adkins and Redden. And Eden's late on that one, and she'll swing and a miss. And that'll add to the strikeout total on the day for Dudgeon, and she's feeling it pretty good. All right, here we go now. Jenna Hunter on the season. Swing and a miss. Was going for the fences on that one. She had herself a home run last night as well in the Cavaliers' victory over the Highlanders. And 34 bats on the season. She's got a .294 average. 10 hits on the season, 4 singles, and 5 doubles. You don't see that very often where somebody with as many at-bats as Hunter does has more doubles than or more extra base hits than they do singles. So it goes to tell you if Hunter hits it, it's going to be hit hard. Outside pitch there. That'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hunter, another one of those underclassmen, ready to get things rolling, especially as the Cavaliers get deeper into this postseason. Dudgeon. Hunter, that one's crushed over the left field. It looks like it's going to stay in. It will. Oh, but an error is made by the left fielder for Mount View. York was not quite able to pull it in, and so Hunter is going to reach first on an error, and that's why you just got to make contact with the ball sometimes, and you never know what kind of error the fielders are going to make. And it looks like we're going to have, is that going to be a courtesy runner? I think, yes, Tolly's going to come in as a courtesy runner for Hunter. So with 2 outs, the Cavaliers will have a runner at first base. Hunter missed the fence by probably about 10 feet, and that would have been out of here. Hit it about 190 feet, needed to go about 201. So the substitutions being made by the home plate umpire, Mike Stentz. And now the Cavaliers are back to the top of the lineup with Diana Porter. Dudgeon. Swing and an early one there is Porter. She wanted every bit of that pitch. Porter ready to face it. Pitches away. Shows bunt. That one is going to get just foul as it curled over the dirt at the chalk. And the count will be 0 balls, 2 strikes on Diana Porter. Mountain View trying to hype up their pitcher, see if they can get this third out. Outside pitch. She tried to get the fastball. Sign is given by the catcher. And that one fouled straight to the backstop, and it'll stay 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll see if Tolly is going to try to get herself in scoring position. If there's anything that gets passed to the backstop, I'd love to see Tolly be able to get there. And Porter is going to get underneath that one. And the first baseman, Rose, for the Knights, able to clear it. So no damage done as the Cavaliers will leave 1 on base. Score stays 3-0. We'll head to the top of the 3rd inning. Cavaliers lead by 3.
R.T. Rogers Oil Company and Precision Delivery have many kind and knowledgeable long-term employees in our Hinton office who account for transactions and dispatch fuel and explain and educate about our many products, such as our wall heaters and also our fireplace logs, which are designed for residential space heating, and we also have Rinnai tankless water heaters available. We provide many different types of fuel storage tanks along with an experienced and trained crew that will be installing them. We will then make safe and timely deliveries to these storage tanks. Our long-term employees make deliveries and also install HVAC units and install generators, while Precision Delivery transports fuel in 6 states. So, call us for a quote for delivery.
All right, we are back here. As your aerial coverage brought to you by Advanced Hydraulics. Beautiful view of Cavalier Field here at Western Greenbrier Middle School in Rupert/Crawley, West Virginia. I don't even know where we're at. In between Crawley and Rupert, something like that. I'd have to look at the exact address to be able to tell you. Regardless, let's get this thing underway as the Knights enter the bottom part of their lineup. The count will be evened up at 1 ball, 1 strike apiece. Believe this is York as she chokes up at the bat. And it is York as she swings and misses 1 ball, 2 strikes. Be trying to keep herself alive. She has 37 ABs on the season and a 162 average, but a 262 on base percentage. And that's going to increase. Is it going to find the gap? No, it's not. A good cutoff there by Layla Williams. The center fielder able to keep York at just a single. But some good hitting there from York as she'll get her 7th hit of the season. We also have a score update for you guys. The James Monroe Mavericks take down the Summers County Bobcats 12-4. That'll be strike number 1, and I believe that was in softball as well, I believe. Yes, I did just get confirmation. Baseball is playing the Woodrow Wilson Flying Eagles. No balls, 2 strikes. There's an early swing now from Malaya Barnes. So the bottom part of the lineup doing some work for the Knights. Let's see what the top of the lineup can do. Barnes swings and misses. 5th strikeout of the day for Lakin Tolley. Cheyenne Belcher up to bat. She chokes up on her at bat, but she'll get under that pitch. And for the baseball team, James Monroe leads the Flying Eagles 4-0. To give you another score update on the baseball side of things for the gentlemen, a pitch will be low and in the dirt to even this thing up now on Belcher at 1 ball, 1 strike. Another strike there, so 1 ball, 2 strikes. York has herself 7 stolen bags on the season, so she is a threat to steal them, and she has yet to be picked off on the season as well. Belcher got underneath of that one, but she stays alive. This is golden opportunity here, and it's going to be time called by the third base coach for the Lady Knights. So conference will be made as he discusses some strategy over with Belcher. As this is prime opportunity, Mount View very much within striking distance here in the top of this third inning. A lot of damage can be created if they can do something with one out. Upstairs for ball two. So Belcher trying to put a little bit of pressure on Lincoln Tolley. Let's see if she can do it. She stays alive again. And I couldn't be more thankful for this fence up here behind the backstop as it saves the second ball from hitting our face. Tolley. And that one is going to be at the shortstop, Bradley Redden. Redden gunned it back to first base. But a good job by York getting back in time. So if there was an infield fly rule in high school, that would have definitely been called right there. And now Dudgeon up to bat. Dudgeon has a dinger on the season. And they would really like to have that right now. As you can see here on the right there on the advanced hydraulics replay, that pop-up made there by Redden. Pitches away outside. Evened up 1-1 strike. Dudgeon is the third hitter in the lineup, so hard of the lineup is what Tolley's facing. And Dudgeon, that one's going to be cracked into the outfield. Rhodes underneath of it, and she makes the grab for out number 3. Greenbrier West gets out of the third with no harm done. We'll head to the bottom of the third here in just a moment. Scores 3-0. Greenbrier West leads Mount View.
Raynell Medical Center is excellent healthcare right at home. Primary care, behavioral health, dental, pharmacy, full-service lab, and more. At locations close to you in Raynell, Meadowbridge, Alderson, White Sulphur Springs, Maxwellton, Midland Trail, and Lewisburg. Call 304-438-6188. Raynell Medical Center. Excellent healthcare right at home.
Alrighty, we're back here on the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network. 3-0 is your score. And thank you so much, as you can see on your screen, to all of our sponsors. They let us keep doing these games, be able to give us the finances to show you guys these games throughout the school year and as we enter regionals. So thank you so much for your support. And if there's anybody else that's interested in sponsoring these games, please email us or shoot us a message either on Facebook or YouTube. We're more than happy to work with you and get you some views for your business so we can get you promoted. All right, bottom of the third inning is about to begin. It'll be Briley running up to bat, so the heart of the lineup for the Cavaliers, they're 2, 3, 4 hitters. Redden so far on the day is 1 for 1. She had that RBI early in the first. And they would love to be able to do that again to give themselves some insurance, as they're up right now 3-0 against the Lady Knights. All right, here we go. As Dudgeon faces her mountain opponent, ball number 1. excuse me, what usually would be your mound opponent. Tully's on the mound this evening. Dudgeon checks her forearm to get the pitch. Will we see home run number 7 from Redden? Let's find out. Swing and a miss. She was going for it right there. Count is evened up at 1 ball, 1 strike. This is where your seniors come up right here to give you extra insurance runs. See if Redden does. Early swung on that pitch as Adkins had to hug the fence to be able to avoid that foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the senior. And as you can see, a beautiful view there from the backstop camera. That sun's almost there behind the trees. Shadows on almost every part of the field except for shallow right. Redden's going to be defending here. But so is Dudgeon. That one's going to stay fair. Third baseman scooped up, and she's just going to hold it. That's a smart decision by the third baseman, Bonds, to just hold it and realize that there's not enough time with the speedy Redden running over to first base. She might not be the fastest player on this team, but still with the wheels that she has and the way she placed that ball, plenty enough time for her to be able to reach first. So an infield single to start things out. And now Adkins. She'll show bunt. That one's going to make it to the backstop. So Redden will get into scoring position as Adkins watches ball number 1. She pulls back on the bunt. So right now, order of assignments for the Knights is to do anything they can to get outs as quickly as possible, as they're also in the heart of their lineup. You definitely don't want to see any pass balls. Redden, she'll get herself into third. Another replacement ball. Some plate umpire replaces it for Miss Dudgeon. Still no outs for the Cavs here in the bottom of the third. Favorable hitters count here for Brooklyn Adkins. She's going to show bunt outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Cavaliers looking to put as much pressure on these Knights as they can, so Adkins going to reach base however she can. She'll more than likely be watching all the way right here. And she does. That ball's going to make it to the backstop. Redden decides to stay where she's at, but the Cavaliers now have runners on the corners with no outs. And their cleanup hitter, Eliana Dietz. Let's see if she can make some noise happen. Not a big power hitter, but she's a great placement hitter. She's got 25 hits on the season. Dietz so far 0 for 1 on the game. She struck out in her first AB. She shows bunt on this one. That's going to be a called strike 1 as Adkins now moves up to second to put both runners in scoring position. Dudgeon. That one's going to make it to the backstop. Redden does come this time. Throws in, but not in time. Is Redden able to slide in, and the Cavaliers lead 4-0 here early in the bottom of the third inning. And Adkins also wisely moved. As well as you can see here on the replay, the ball got outside. Good job, Redden, getting underneath the tag. She probably would have been safe regardless, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So it'll be 1 ball, 1 strike here on Dietz. She shows bunt again. And that ball gets to the backstop as well. Adkins chooses to stay put there on third base. The corners are also coming in for the Knights. Try to keep this game as close as they can. And Dietz had that one hit off the top of her bat. But it's going to be evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, so she'll be swinging here on this pitch. Despite being a freshman, Dietz is third on hits for the Cavaliers with 25. And that ball, you got to be kidding me. You don't see that too often. Dietz didn't dip her bat whenever the ball went over her shoulder, so instead of it being ball 3 and a full count, it tipped her bat. So she'll stay at 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Coach Fields is laughing about it as well. And she'll foul tip that one. Good battle going on here between the freshman and Phoebe. And that one's going to make it to the backstop. Adkins is coming in. Favorable bounce straight back to the catcher. But Adkins, way too much speed as the Cavaliers now lead 5-zip. We're going to check that out here on the replay. See exactly where that hit on the backstop. Pitch was low. Adkins was just prepared. She's ready to go home as soon as she saw that hit the backstop. So now bases are empty, but still no outs for the Cavs here in the bottom of the third. Dietz swing and a miss for strike 3. So 2 strikeouts on the evening here for the freshman. And now Kaylin Bevins up to bat. Bevins 1 for 1 on the day with a double. And she'll watch ball number 1 as it goes low, just below her knees. And that'll be a strike to even things up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Bevins. Swing and a miss late on that one. Good heater there from Dudgeon. And now Bevins will have to defend. Let's see if she can come up and give herself her second rip of the day. Or if Dudgeon prevails. Dudgeon will prevail as she strikes her out. So the 2 seniors get in for Greenbrier Weston, Brooklyn Adkins and Briley Redden. But they get out Bevins and Dietz as Dudgeon ready for Rhodes. Rhodes shows bunt. It was a ball, but Rhodes had her bat head out there and didn't pull back in time, so that calls for strike 1. Rhodes cracked that one, but it lands out of play towards the first base side for strike number 2. So far, 5 strikeouts for each pitcher. That ball just tipped out of play. Rhodes will keep herself alive. Rhodes is 0 for 1 on the day to start things. And Rhodes cracks that one over the first baseman. Oh, nice play made there by the right fielder for Mount View. And that'll keep Rhodes at second base. Good job there by Hood. Able to hold that to just a single. That was a tough play to be made. As you can see that through the aerial cam. So now Layla the Bombsicle Williams up to bat for the Cavs. Freshman 0 for 1 on the day to start things. And Rhodes, leading base stealer for the Cavaliers, will add to her season total. She gets into scoring position. Strike one called. Williams so far 0 for 1 with a strikeout on the day. Pitches away. And it's going to be called strike 2. As it goes right at her knees. Rhodes has herself 18 stolen bases on the season. And swung on and missed, but the ball hit the ground. And it's thrown to first base. And the strikeout made and completed by the Lady Knights. So the Cavaliers add on to their total. They're up 5-0 as we head to the top of the 4th inning here at Western Greenbrier Middle School. Right before there, you can see the stolen base attempt there by Rhodes. She picked up the bag just a little bit with her left foot, but still was able to make it in plenty of time. Right now, Redden has 19 stolen bags on the season, Adkins with 20, and Rhodes with 18. So those are the three main stealers for the Cavaliers. We'll be right back in just a moment. Alrighty, here we go. Bottom of the 4th is underway now as the cleanup hitter for the Knights is ready to go. She's going to get underneath of it for strike number 1. She'll swing and a miss for strike number 2. Kaylee Rose so far on the day. She is 0 for 1 as she was one of Tolly's 5 strikeout victims. And Tolly well upstairs. And catcher Brooklyn Atkins said, she did what you told her. In other words, I'm guessing he told her to waste a pitch, and she definitely did exactly what he told her to. She didn't waste that one, though, as she takes care of Rose, and that'll be her 6th strikeout victim of the day. Number 5 hitter in the lineup. Bonds will be up. Bonds also strikeout victim in her last at bat against Lake and Dolly. Good third base view over there, as you can see Emma Edens rounding out right there at first base for the Cavs. Tolley pitches away. It's going to be inside. Knights need to get these bats going. They don't want to run out of time as they're already in the fourth inning with one out. Pitches away from Tolley. It's going to be low and inside for ball number 2. Don't matter how you get on base at this point, you just got to do it. Can they make it happen? Pitches outside, called ball 3. So favorable hitters count now for Bonds. And that's going to be swung on and missed. Full count now for the freshman. Already got one strikeout victim in this inning. Bonds trying to get herself on base for her team. And she is going to ground. Dietz, though, errs. And that's all you got to do sometimes is put the ball in play. Good work there by Bonds. She saw 6 pitches that at bat. And now it'll bring up Hood. Hood is 0 for 1 on the day so far. And that'll be Greenbrier West's first error of this ball game. Now here's Hood. That ball's going to be low at 1 ball, no strikes. Tolley making good work. See if she keeps her composure. And that bat is going to stay out for Hood. So it'll be a called strike 1. Right now, Mountain View just looking to see if they can create some damage, put some pressure on Greenbrier West. Tolley definitely feeling at least a little bit of pressure, pitching a few more balls than what she has in the first 3 innings. Main goal, though, is to get out of here without damage. Can the Cavaliers do it? That ball's going to be low. And that's going to advance the runner into scoring position. So Bonds now will move up to second. And now with 3 balls and 1 strike. And home plate umpire, he's going to clean it off just a little bit as Mr. Stintz gets things ready for the players. Pitches away, bunt is showed, and she is going to put this one down. Tolley cleans it. And a good out there by the Cavaliers. Little bit surprised that the Knights were bunting there in that position. They need base runners more than they need advancement. But nonetheless, they at least were able to move their lead runner over to third base, just 60 feet away from scoring. So now Rose will be up to bat. See if Rose can get the job done. She gets underneath of that pitch as it goes towards the first baseman side for strike number 1. As you can see Rhodes standing there in the outfield. She's ready for any ball that's hit towards her. Let's see if Rose can do it. Outside. Tolley doing a good job at keeping things under control right now. Nice pitch there is the swing and a miss there from Rose. That'll draw a 1-2 count. A wide open center field gap here. Let's see if Rose can hit it. She chokes up on the bat. And she'll swing and miss on a rise ball, and that'll do it for the top of the fourth inning. Lake and Tully only allowing 2 hits and not a single earned run on the day. Cavaliers will head to the bottom of the fourth, see if they can create some more damage, up 5.
Raynell Medical Center is excellent healthcare right at home. Primary care, behavioral health, dental, pharmacy, full-service lab, and more. At locations close to you in Raynell, Meadowbridge, Alderson, White Sulphur Springs, Maxwellton, Midland Trail, and Lewisburg. Call 304-438-6188. Raynell Medical Center. Excellent healthcare right at home.
Aerial coverage as we are back on the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network. It is brought to you by Advanced Hydraulics. A beautiful view of the Mount View Lady Knights as their defense takes the field against Emma Edens as she gets ready to come up to the plate. The Cavaliers are trying to add some more points onto this scoreboard. They've got 5 hits and have scored 5 runs, so you can't get much more efficient than that. It helps to have a couple errors, but errors are almost even in this game. Just one more error for the Knights. Cavaliers have just been able to put together a couple more hits and a couple more walks. So Emma Edens now up to bat for the Lady Cavs. And let's get this ball rolling for the bottom of the fourth inning. As you can see, a great look there from the outfield camera at Emma Edens. And as you can see from the look of Phoebe Dungeon's face, she no longer has her sunglasses on. The sun has gone behind the clouds completely here at Western Greenbrier Middle School. So all outfielders, infielders, everybody that had glasses on, now take them off. Still plenty of light here left in the day. And Edens, that one's going to crack to the outfield. The right fielder was playing way too short. That'll hit the gap. Edens, she'll have at least 2. Let's see if she goes 3. She's going to stay there at second base with a leadoff double. That's a huge key to this game for Greenbrier West. They need their underclassmen to come through, and Edens does just that. So, Emma Edens, she gets herself her 16th hit of the season. And once again, just like, as I mentioned, Jenna Hunter earlier, she is also one of the few people that has more extra base hits than she does singles. And speak of the devil, Jenna Hunter pops that one up to first base. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Good efficiency there from Dudgeon. So the 8 and 9 hitters double and pop up, and now we're back up to the top of the lineup for the 3rd time. As Diana Porter ready to go to work. And Porter gets out in front of that one. She's speedy. Can she make it? Good play made there by the pitcher, Phoebe Dudgeon. Able to get Porter out before she could reach. So that'll move Edens over to third base. And now Briley Redden, this is the moments that she's made for, despite the Cavaliers being up, they would definitely not decline the opportunity for some insurance runs here. Let's see if they can do it. Called strike as the count goes 0-1. And Redden looks back at her third base coach and says, what in the world was that call? But nonetheless, she cracks that one out to the outfield. It looks like it's going to have enough space. It doesn't matter. It's dropped again by the left fielder. That's going to be a 3-base error. And Briley Redden replaces Emma Edens over on third base. Edens will score in a 3-base error, and the third one on the day for the Lady Knights. Man, oh man, York having a little bit of trouble over there at third. She's trying to find the distance between herself and where the outfield wall is. And while she's trying to find it, she just wasn't quite able to find it. Adkins, that's going to be an error on the third baseman. So Adkins will reach on an error as well. So 4 errors on the day for the Lady Knights. And that's going to score another run. So Cavaliers now with a very comfortable 7-0 lead here in the second round of regionals. A little chest bump there from Redden and Bevins. If you know Bevins any at all, that's exactly how she is. She's always the same, bringing the same amount of energy. And that one's going to hit Eliana Dietz. So now Dietz will get onto first base, and she's going to take herself a little breather as she walks off the first base bag. They're going to give her a second. And the aforementioned Kaylin Bevins and we are underway again. First base umpire with the kind gesture of checking over at Eliana Dietz. Dudgeon will deliver low and inside, and Dietz didn't move. But Adkins will advance 60 feet over to third base. So now runners will be at the corners. As crazy Kaylin now has 1 ball and no strikes. Dudgeon. Bunt is showed by Bevins. And it looks like it is dropped. And Adkins wanted so badly to score there. But her head coach Steve Fields said, no. You stay where you're at. And Dudgeon also laughing a little bit as well. Got to have some fun while you're playing. Another inside pitch. That'll be ball number 3. 1 positive for the Knights, as they will have a force at any base if Dudgeon does end up walking Bevins. Let's see if she gets the green light to swing. She's going to show bunt. It'll be a called strike 1, as that one goes right down the middle, and she kept her bat out. As you saw that first base view there of Rose. Rose is coming in as she has nobody to hold there at first base. Bevins was swinging there, but she gets late on the pitch and behind it. As you could see the adjustments made by the Mountain View head coach there on our aerial cam. You could see right now neutral positions for all 4 of the infielders and the pitcher. Bevins gets late on that one. And a good play made there by Rose. And the first baseman takes care of it. So the Cavaliers tack on 2 more runs as they'll lead 7-zip going into the top of the 5th inning. We'll be right back on the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network.
Yeah, it's really not. Now, if there's 10 minutes or if there was a bunch of rain or weather going on, yes. Like, there's no way I'd be able to fly with weather. But just clear weather, good day, it's pretty simple.
Alrighty, we are back for the top of the 5th inning. As it'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters up for the Lady Knights. Ray's going to be the lady up. She's 0 for 1 on the day so far. The shortstop watches the pitch low for ball number 1. Cavaliers stay in their original positions despite Ray's speed. It's one positive for the Cavs about being able to have the lead that they do have right now. Gives you an advantage to be able to play really however you want. They still got to protect the lead, though. Good pitch there by Lake and Tully. She gets that one on the inside corner for strike number 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. That one inside, but doesn't quite clip the corner. Hitters count 3 balls, 1 strike. And that one on the outside corner probably would have been a ball, but Ray bit at it, and that'll draw the count full. Pitches away. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. So first batter of the 5th inning is going to be struck out, as that will add to Tully's strikeouts on the evening. She's got 8 Ks now. So through 4 1/3, she's only allowed 2 hits on 8 Ks. And that one ripped straight over to Eliana Dietz, as York has one of their 2 hits on the day, but she's going to go 1 for 2. She flies straight out. And now back up to the top of the lineup with Barnes. Barnes struck out and was hit by pitch. She'll watch the first ball go well upstairs. Tolley not looking anything like a freshman on the mound this evening. She looks like a seasoned veteran. She deals strike number 1. Strike number 2. The only thing we'll have to work on with Miss Tolley is her interviews, but she'll eventually come around with her interviews later on. And she'll get another strikeout. And she is almost at double digits on the day with 9. So the Cavaliers 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 5th inning. And just like that, we're going to head to the bottom of the 5th on the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network.
Raynell Medical Center is excellent healthcare right at home. Primary care, behavioral health, dental, pharmacy, full-service lab, and more. At locations close to you in Raynell, Meadowbridge, Alderson, White Sulphur Springs, Maxwellton, Midland Trail, and Lewisburg. Call 304-438-6188. Raynell Medical Center. Excellent healthcare right at home.
Alrighty, welcome back on the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network. You got yourself a little bit of a back view there of the drone. It's going to take a night off for the evening as it was in the air for the first 4 innings. You guys also got to see a unique view of it landing down here at Western Greenbrier just this past top of the inning. And the Cavaliers due up in this lineup. It's going to be Rhodes, Williams, and Edens. So the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. And I apologize, the drone is back in action, so you guys will have some aerial shots now for this bottom of the 5th. So far, Rhodes and her 2 at-bats. She is 1 for 2 on the day. Williams 0 for 2. And Edens is 1 for 2 as well as Rhodes is. All right, here we go. Rhodes will show bunt, but she pulls back in time as the ball hits the dirt for the 1-0 count. Dudgeon will check her forearm to get the pitch. First baseman comes in heavily, and it was straight to her. A wise decision, very wise decision. It's going to be made by Rose over there at first base. And she'll just tag her for the first out of the bottom of the 5th inning. So now Layla the Bombsicle Williams is up to bat for the Cavs. She's called strike 1. So far in her 4 1/3 innings of work, Dudgeon has allowed 8 hits, 7 runs, but only 5 of those were earned. 1 walk and 6 Ks on the evening. Outside pitch there for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on the number 7 hitter in the lineup. The Knights move back there first and third baseman as well since Williams is not showing bunt. She chokes up on her bat. She'll keep the bat on her shoulders there as she watches strike 2. Coach Fields wants her to take a whack at one. She's probably a little hesitant due to the 2 strikeouts earlier. Can she shake it off this time? She'll watch that one as it is well outside for ball number 2. The Mountain View away bench did not agree with the call, but we can see pretty well up here in the press box. It was about 3 inches to the right side of home plate. Pitches away. Nonetheless, Phoebe Dungeon does a great job, and she's going to get her 7th K of the evening. So 2 outs now as Emma Edens is up to bat for the Lady Cavaliers. Rose is going to move in once again. She gets the command. Nice aerial shot there of Edens. Also the home plate umpire and catcher as well. Held on just a tad too long from Dudgeon there. As it goes whoop and away. He tried to hit the drone. Pitches away. And swung on. That one's going to be cracked. And that'll be another error on the day for the Lady Knights. And visible frustration there by the Lady Knights' third baseman, Fowler. So that'll be error number 5 on the evening. So the Cavaliers now will bring up the number 9 hitter in the lineup, Jenna Hunter. And that'll be 1 ball, no strikes. Despite the large lead, Hunter would not be too angry at a slap over the fence here. Let's see if she can get herself one. 2 balls, no strikes. And we're going to have a conference with home plate umpire and head coach Steve Fields. And that wasn't even a conference at the mound between the umpire and Fields. All that was a change as Edens will come off. We're going to have a courtesy runner for the Cavaliers. That's going to be number 4, Ella Berry. So Barry's going to get herself a taste here in the postseason. She'll be a pinch runner here for Edens. And Hunter's already got herself a taste of the postseason as she had a dinger in yesterday's game. See if she sends out another one here. Dudgeon. It's going to be a foul tip right off the end of her bat. So, as of right now, Hunter, she has 2 at-bats on the day, and she's going to crack that one to short, but a great play made by the shortstop for Mount View, and that's going to be the last out of the inning. So Ray takes care of Hunter, and now we're going to head... Let's see. Yes, we're going to head to the bottom of the fifth here at Western Greenbrier Middle School, making sure the game wasn't called yet. We will head to the bottom of the fifth inning with the Cavaliers leading 7-0 here on the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network.
R.T. Rogers Oil Company and Precision Delivery have many kind and knowledgeable long-term employees in our Hinton office who account for transactions and dispatch fuel and explain and educate about our many products, such as our wall heaters and also our fireplace logs, which are designed for residential space heating. And we also have Renai tankless water heaters available. We provide many different types of fuel storage tanks along with an experienced and trained crew that will be installing them. We will then make safe and timely deliveries to these storage tanks. Our long-term employees make deliveries and also install HVAC units and install generators, while Precision Delivery transports fuel in 6 states. So, call us for a quote or delivery.
Alrighty, welcome back here on the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network. So far the count is 1-0 to the batter for Mount View. And now 2-0 is the count. Cheyenne Belcher is your batter. Still going up against Tolley. So far, Tolley 5 innings strong on the day. She faces an early 3-0 count. So the heart of the lineup for the Lady Knights, the 2, 3, 4 hitters, you'll see Belcher, Dudgeon, and Rose up to bat. That'll be a strike on the outside corner for Lake and Tolley. And man, she would love to get herself one more K here on the day. She has 9 strikeouts. And that one's going to be just over the head of shortstop Briley Redden. So Belcher gets herself on base and is 1 for 3 on the day. So the Lady Knights start this inning out early. And that is the 3rd hit of the day for the Lady Knights. And now the pitcher, Phoebe Dudgeon, up to bat. And Dudgeon cracks that one at Redden. Cleanly made the play. Oh, but Dietz, it goes under her glove. Oh, she wants to get, she got excited. She got a little excited, was Belcher. She ran towards third, but the throw was well over the head as Rhodes wasn't able to put it on. So now Mount View is going to be in control now. As the ground ball you can see here on the advanced hydraulics replay, it was thrown just to the right of Dietz. Has a really good replay there because I thought that Redden had a good throw initially, but it looked like the throw was to the left of Dietz's glove. And then Rhodes well over the head of Diana Porter. It stayed in play, but it pulled her off the bag. So now the Knights, their 2nd and 3rd hitters get on base, and the Cavaliers commit their 2nd error of this ball game. Their cleanup hitter, Kaylee Rose, up to bat. Pitch is going to be low. That'll move another runner into scoring position as Dudgeon will take it. Knights need 3 runs in order to keep this game going. Second pitch is going to be a ball as it goes right underneath the knee of Rose. So with that information being given to you, the Knights are going to do everything they can to get all three of these girls on base. And so far they're doing a good job of it, as Rose is in a very favorable hitter's count at 3-0. And we're going to have a discussion at the pitcher's mound when Coach Steve Fields. Let's see if we have a pitcher's change, or if it's just a conference for head coach Steve Fields. I would say most likely the way he's talking to the girls now is he's going to want Tolly to finish things off. Let's see if that's the case. And I think Tolly's going to come out. No, excuse me, she was just adjusting her headband. So Tolly is going to stay in the game. All right, 3-0 count. Yeah, don't adjust your headband live on air, or else that cues a pitching change in my mind. All right, here we go. Rose. Upstairs, ball 4. So Mount View has done exactly what they've needed to do. They've got all three runners on base to continue this game. And now the number 5 hitter in this lineup, Bonds. She's 0 for 2 on the day so far with a strikeout.
Quit, Joe.
Pitches away from Tully. Called strike 1 on the inside corner. And Bonds did not agree with the call. She shakes her head when she walked back up to the batter's box. And that's going to be a foul tip. So Bonds 0-2 on the count. And Tully wants to get her 10th K of the evening here. Let's see if she can do it. With the Cavaliers a comfortable 7-zip lead. That's going to be a called ball inside. As you can see the aerial view to show the infield assignments for the Cavaliers. It looks like they stay the same except for Eden's hugging a little bit closer to first base. Called strike 3. Lakin Tully takes care of Bonds. She gets a really nice pitch there on the outside corner for her 10th strikeout of the game. And now Hood, the one that will be scheduled to do the assignments. Let's see if she can take care of the runners. Upstairs, not even close to the strike zone, but a great pitch there from Tully, able to get Hood to chase it. As my old middle school baseball coach would say, leave it up there. Hood will swing at that one for strike number 2. So quick 0-2 count for each of Tully's last 2 batters. Any base the Cavaliers touch, it's an out. And that one's going to be hit in play. Redden goes home, and it's going to be safe. This is going to score at least 2. And the Mount View Lady Knights are in business here in the top of the 6th inning. So that was a really, really good single there from Hood, as she's able to get the job done and bring home 2, but she needs 3 in order to keep this inning, or the game going past this inning. It has to be within a 4-score game. Can she do it as Rose comes in? That shoots up the middle. That's going to drive in at least 1. They wave her home. That's going to score 2. Mount View scores 4 in the top of the 6th. We got a ball game, folks. Rose gets a single shot straight up the middle as we're going to check it out here on the advanced hydraulics replay. Normally that would be an out, but with the Cavaliers having their defense moved in to try to prevent the runs, it was able to be shot straight up the middle, and now the Mountain View Lady Knights will continue this game until at least the 7th inning. Tolley. Swing and a miss there for strike one. So runner in scoring position, and all of a sudden the Knights go from, instead of talk about extending this game, to now they're going to try to win this game. Outside pitch for ball one. And this is the middle of the lineup, too, doing the work for the Knights. The top part of the lineup is coming up here in just a second. All the role players for the Knights showing up just when they need to. Rose getting the hit, Hood getting the hit, and now with Ray, the number 8 hitter in the lineup, coming to bat. She swings at that one. That's going to go over to Rhodes. Out of play there on the foul ball. Dang, Rose closed in on that pitch really fast. But thankfully for the Cavaliers, it goes foul. So that'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes. A crucial play here for both teams. If Ray is able to reach, that puts the tying runner as the batter. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. 11th strikeout of the day for the freshman. But it looks like we have a pinch hitter. The bombsicle returns, but it's for the Lady Knights instead of the Cavaliers this time. As Fowler, who was subbing in over at third base, she's going to now bat in place of York. So Fowler in a 3-run game, seeing if she can knock this in to make it a 2-score. I mean, heck, the way this game has gone, the Cavaliers have owned up to this point. All 4 runs for the Mount View Lady Knights have been scored in this 6th inning. They have made this a ball game. And that's going to be a hit by pitch. So the tying run now, and Barnes is coming up to bat. And Briley Redden, who's normally on the mound giving some encouraging words to her freshman pitcher. This just goes a testament to show you for the Lady Knights with their coaching. You don't make it this far unless if your coaches are putting words of encouragement and you're breathing into the game, letting them know that you can win this game. And that's exactly what the Lady Knights are doing. As Barnes swings and misses at that pitch, the home crowd for Greenbrier West starting to turn up, trying to fire up Lakin Tully, the freshman, on the rubber. Called strike 2 as that one goes right down the middle. Tully 1 strike away from getting out of the 6th inning. Nonetheless, we will see a bottom of the 6th inning, regardless of what happens with Barnes on this at bat. This is crucial right here, and this is what helps the Cavaliers having an experienced backstop in Adkins. Adkins has not allowed a single passed ball this evening. 0-2. Inside pitch. It'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Cavaliers home side trying to influence the home plate umpire in their direction. Lakin Tully. And it was fouled, nearly held onto by Adkins, but just dropped. So the inning will continue. Barnes, as you can see, Eden's holding there close to first base. Pitches away. Mountain View hanging in. If you asked me in the beginning of this game, or excuse me, the beginning of this inning, I would have said hanging in by a thread. But their thread is a lot thicker than what it was to start out after scoring 4 straight runs in this 6th inning. Barnes. It's going to be a ball low. So after seeing an 0-2 count, she works herself back up to an even 2-2 count. Barnes so far on the day is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and she was hit by a pitch. Good decision there by Barnes. Saw that pitch was going to be close, even though she thought it was a ball. Chose to go ahead and swing the bat and just waste the pitch. Tolley. Swung on in another foul tip. Oh my goodness. I wish I had an exact count of exactly how many pitches this at bat has been, but I would say we're looking at 11 or 12 pitches up to this point. Barnes and Tolley, this has been the biggest battle that we have seen this evening. Despite the 5 errors, the Lady Knights are trying to knock at the door. And that one's going to be cracked. Great play there by Briley Redden, able to keep that in front of her. That would have scored 1 if it would have made it out to Bevins. But still, the job is done. And Barnes now, the tying run is on third base. And that'll bring up Belcher, who already has a hit on the day. She's 1 for 3 on the day. She's got a hit and she struck out. The door is cracked now for the Lady Knights. And ever so slightly, it's creaking open just a little bit more for every batter that Tolley faces. I like the decision, though, by head coach Steve Fields to leave Tolley in here as he gets his freshman pitcher some experience. So far, Tolley has thrown 115 pitches. 71 of them have been strikes. She's faced 28 batters. She's got a 3-0 count. Any more balls, and she's walking a batter home as they're juiced here at Western Greenbrier Middle School. Keep in mind, for those of you that are just tuning in, this was a 7-0 game at the top of the 6th inning. The away team over here, the Lady Knights, are making some noise. Pitches away. Outside, ball 4. They walk in a run. Cavaliers still lead, but it's 7-5 as the tying run is now in scoring position at second base with 2 outs. Phoebe Dudgeon up to bat. She's the number 3 hitter in the lineup. 3 at-bats on the evening so far for her. All right, we're going to have a conference up here at the mound. Let's see what the decision is. Tolley's going to stay there on the mound, it looks like, since head coach Steve Fields and pitching coach is not out there right now. All right, and the home plate umpire, Mike Stentz, lets him know that it's time to get going. It's good to see the Cavaliers having some fun, laughing it out as they're trying to loosen up Tolley there on the mound. Good news for the Cavaliers is there's 2 outs. Bad news and good news for the Mountain View Lady Knights. Bases are loaded, and a hit to the outfield is going to tie this ball game. Let's see who wins. Tolley versus Dudgeon. Dudgeon cracks it over. It goes over Rhodes' head. It's going to make it to the outfield. That's going to score at least 2. Dudgeon into second. Tie ball game. Oh, my goodness. We got a ball game here, Western Greenbrier Middle School. The Mount View Lady Knights have stormed back from down 7 runs in the top of the 6th inning to tie it at 7 runs apiece. Oh my goodness. Dudgeon, Miss Dudgeon, you can celebrate, but not quite yet. Rose up to bat with 2 runners in scoring position. Strike 1. Rose has been a common strikeout victim against Tolly. She's had 3 plate appearances against her. She's walked once, but she struck out the other 2 times. Tolly would absolutely love for this to be another one of those. Pitches away. Well outside. That's going to bring home another run. Knights lead. Oh, my goodness. And Brooklyn Adkins is down halfway between home plate and third base. And I think it's just being a little bit tired right now. She's been chasing after a ton of pitches all evening. As I said earlier, 118 pitches on the evening for Lake and Tolly. And the senior Brooklyn Atkins been the mound for every single one of them. Man, oh man, we got ourselves a ball game. And I know I've already said it once, but I'm going to say it again for those of you just joining in. The Cavaliers led 7-0 at the top of the 6th inning. And now the Mount View Lady Knights have stormed back to take an 8-7 lead. And most of these runs have come with 2 outs. Foul tip as Rhodes gets a handle on it for strike 2. Tolly would love to get a strikeout here and end this nightmare. Let's see if she can do it. Ball's going to be called low. Make sure you tell your family and friends about this one if they're available right now, because this is a ball game. Share this live, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. This is a big one. Runner on third base right now. Tolly pitches away. It's called strike 3. The Cavaliers get out of the inning finally. 8 runs come across the plate for Mount View. We're going to take a look at a replay, though, here real fast before we head in. This was the play that gave the Lady Knights the tie. The ball ripped over the head, and that missed a home run by just 4 or 5 inches. Man, that didn't miss it by anything. Rhodes did a great job getting it home as quickly as possible, but not before it scored 2 more runs. We're going to stick with you here. I'm going to stick with you guys here as this game has – we got 2 high stakes here. So bottom of the 6th inning for the Cavaliers. In softball, you got 7 innings. So to start things out, the Cavaliers will have the top of the lineup. The 1, 2, 3 hitters, Diana Porter, Briley Redden, and Brooklyn Adkins. Those will be the 3 hitters. And Phoebe Dudgeon so far on the evening, she's had 5 innings pitched, allowed 8 hits, 7 runs, only 5 of those earned, 1 walk, and 7 Ks. And for her rubber opponent, Lake and Tolly, 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 8 runs, 2 walks, and 12 strikeouts. So all those earned runs for Lake and Tolly. And man, and let me reiterate this, every single one of those 8 runs coming in the top of the 6th inning. I love to see it, though. Head coach Steve Field having trust in his hitters to be able to come through. They've already shown that they can score 7, but they're going to need at least 2 more in order to win this ball game. Let's see if they can do it. Diana Porter on the day so far. She's had herself 3 plate appearances. She's got 1 hit, and she scored once. Briley Redden, 3 at-bats on the day, 3 hits, and 2 RBIs. And then Brooklyn Adkins has 1 1 for 2 on the day so far. She's got a walk, a pop out. Speaking of pop-ups, somehow Phoebe Dudgeon able to make the play for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out for the Cavaliers. And now the Cavaliers didn't think they would be in this position, needing a run. If you'd have said this at the end of the 5th inning, them needing a run, they'd have told you were crazy. But if you're going to need a run, this is the batter you want at the plate. Redden, 3 for 3 on the day. Let's see if Dudgeon chooses to pitch to her. I would say she likely will. I would say she'll be aggressive, despite knowing the threat that Redden is. So far, Redden has also scored 3 times as well today. Redden is responsible for 5 of the 7 runs this evening for the Cavaliers. She has come across the plate herself 3 times, and she has also hit 2 runs in for 2 RBIs in 3 plate appearances. And of course, as I've already said earlier, she's hit all 3 of those plate appearances as well. Low, 3-0 count. Mountain View side of the plate disagrees with the call as we hear the chants "Come on Blue" coming across the away side. Dudgeon, 3-0 count, outside, ball 4. If you're going to walk anybody on this Cavaliers lineup, that's the one to do it. But it doesn't get much better as Brooklyn Adkins comes up. Over 500 average on the season, and she's come through more than once for the Cavaliers. They're going to need her to come through again. Let's see what Brooklyn Adkins can do. Here's the assignments there, as you can see. Bunt shown by Adkins. That'll put Briley Redden in scoring position on the called strike, so she'll move into scoring position. And as you can see, the fielding assignments right there on the left field camera. And now our aerial shot provided to you by Advanced Hydraulics. The first baseman moving in heavily. Low pitch. Called ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. So right now, the Cavaliers in the situation we're in, for those of you just joining in, welcome in. The Mount View Lady Knights scored 8 runs in the top of this inning to take the lead against the Cavaliers. It was all Cavaliers up to that point in this softball game. Pitches away. Swing and a miss there from Brooklyn Adkins. They have Eliana Dietz up to bat next, and Dietz has been a fantastic cleanup hitter this season, but she is 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts. Dudgeon. And that one's going to be popped up, and it's going to make it well out of play. So Adkins is going to stay at 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Cavaliers don't have a ton of experience when it comes to seniors in their lineup. They have 3 seniors total in their team, and you're looking at 2 of them right now straight on your screen, Redden being at second base and Adkins at the plate. Their other senior, Addie Dietz, is also in the dugout right now. Dudgeon pitches away. Good decision there by Adkins. She thought it was a ball, but chooses just to waste it. So it'll stay 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dudgeon on the evening so far, she has pitched 106 pitches, and 71 of those are strikes. This is the innings. This is the scores on the innings for you guys right after this pitch. Adkins just off the tip of her bat to get it foul. First inning, Greenbrier West, 3 runs, none for Mount View. Second inning, no runs for either team. Third inning, 2 runs for Greenbrier West, none for Mount View. Fourth inning, 2 for Greenbrier West, none for Mount View. Fifth inning, none for either team. And then in the sixth inning, 8 runs for Mount View. And as of right now, none for Greenbrier West, but that could change at any moment. Outside pitch there for ball 2. The away Knights are hyping up Phoebe Dudgeon. Dudgeon is definitely feeling a little bit of the pressure here with Briley Redden on second base. The tying run right now, hanging out 120 feet away from scoring. Pitches away. Outside pitch, Brooklyn Adkins fouls another one off. It looks like we're going to see a similar battle as the one that Tolley and, let me see, I want to get the correct name for you guys. I believe it was Rose. I believe it was Rose or Hood earlier. I believe it was Rose that rose up the pitch count big time on Tolley. Dudgeon. Inside pitch. Backstop is made, and that's going to be a walk. So now the Cavaliers have the leading run at first base. And Eliana Dietz is up to bat for the Cavaliers. Dietz is up, and Kaylin Bevins, the number 5 hitter, is on deck. Dietz, as I mentioned before, 2 strikeouts on the day, does not yet have a hit. She is the cleanup hitter and batting almost 400 for a reason. Can she come through for the Cavaliers? You're about to find out. Bunt showed. That one's going to make it to the backstop. And it's going to be a hit by pitch. So Dietz doesn't get a hit on the day, and she probably won't have one unless the Cavaliers string through a bunch of hits. But she puts the pressure on as the Cavaliers have the tying run just 60 feet away and the leading run 120 feet away. Kaylin Bevins now up to bat. She's 1 for 3 on the day. She's got a hit, a strikeout. And the Lady Knights are all playing in. Strike on the lower end of the strike zone. 0-1 is the count. This is a huge at-bat right here. Third base, shortstop, second base, first base. Every one of them for the Lady Knights are all in. A hard hit's going to score a couple. That's going to be an inside pitch there. I thought that hit the inside leg of Bevins there. It looked to me from my view that it hit the outside leg of Bevins, but it did not. 1-1 is the count. Dudgeon. She swings, but that's going to get out of play. So favorable hitters count here at 2 strikes. Man, this is a ball game right here. As you can see, the beautiful aerial view brought to you by Advanced Hydraulics. The fielding assignments, outfielders stay in the same spot they have all day, but all infielders are in. Second baseman moves back just a little bit as well as the first baseman, but shortstop and third moves in. Outside pitch. That's going to make it to the backstop. She comes in, scores! Cavaliers tie ball game. Briley Redden. She's done it once. She's done it twice. She does it 3 times. That's number 4. She is responsible for 6 of the Cavaliers' runs, as you can see it here on the replay. That ball hung out there in the backstop. Just one too many pass balls for the Lady Knights, and the gamble by head coach Steve Fields pays off. That one's going to be cracked up. Bevins, that's an out. She comes home. Beautiful play. Oh, what a play! Beautiful play made there by the first baseman for Mount View. Rose was able to throw an absolute dime to her catcher. As you can see here on the replay, the double play is made. Oh, man, that was close. But still, looks like it was a good call there made by the home plate umpire, Mike Stintz. And I hate to say it, if you guys were wanting to see commercials, I know there's a lot of people that like to see advertisements, but we're not going to one this time. Top of the 7th inning is about ready to commence here in a second. But boy, oh boy, we got ourselves a ball game here at Western Greenbrier. The Cavaliers able to get one to tie this ball game in the bottom of the 7th. But I'm going to give a quick preview for those of you that haven't been here. We'll see if we can get a replay here in a second of the double that brought home a few Lady Knights. The one that we're going to see if we can get the one that scored a couple Lady Knights to tie the ball game. So right now, until we can get that, the main score that you guys need to know is the 6th inning, and that was the 8 runs scored by Mount View and 1 scored by Greenbrier West. All right, here's the replay I was just talking to you guys about. So this is back when the score was 7-5, and the bases were loaded. And Rose was able to take a shot, the catcher, right over the head of Gracie Rhodes. Or no, excuse me, this was Phoebe Dudgeon, the pitcher for the Lady Knights. And that scored 2 runs. And then a couple pitches later, the Knights were able to take the lead. And now we have ourselves. If you would have told me at the end of this 5th inning that we would have a ball game right now, I would have told you there was no way, Jose. But now that's exactly what we have, and there's a chance we may see extras. But we're about to find out here in just a second. So for the Mount View Lady Knights, they're going to have the 5, 6, and 7 hitters up. It'll be Bonds, Hood, and Rose up. Bonds is currently 0 for 3 on the day with 2 strikeouts. Hood is 0 for 2 on the day, but she's got herself a couple RBIs. And then Rose is 2 for 3 on the day with a strikeout. Ball 1. Don't go anywhere, folks. Lake and Tolly. And that one's cracked right over the hand of Bradley Redden. Oh my goodness. What a absolute blistering shot up the middle from Bonds. Man, I don't know how that didn't hit the hand of Bradley Redden. It's definitely not going to go as an error, as Redden had 0 time to react to that pitch. My goodness, I bet you that pitch was blistered 85 or 90 miles an hour right beside of the hand of the senior Bradley Redden. All right, Hood up to bat now for the Lady Knights. So leading run is now at first, and that'll be ball number 1. So Diana Porter coming up as Bradley Redden will move just a tad towards second base. Pitch is going to be upstairs there for ball number 2. So Lake and Tolly feeling a little bit of pressure now. Tolly's pitched 127 balls today, and 76 of her pitches have been strikes. Dudgeon with 117. 3 balls, no strikes. The away dugout right now coming alive right now for the Lady Knights. And it's going to be low. Leading run now will move to second base. Runners on first and second with no outs. And now the catcher Rose up to bat for the Lady Knights. And we're going to have a conference up, and that'll be assistant coach Tony Hinkle. And usually when you see Mr. Hinkle, that's a sign that we will have a pitching change. So let's see if that's what the decision is or what the Cavaliers decide to go with. if this does end up being it for Lakin Tolley, she pitched a near perfect. No, it will not be it for Tolley. I'm still going to give her statistics anyway. She's gone 6 innings so far, nearly perfect through 5 innings, not allowing a single run. All runs were allowed in that top of the 6th inning. So, Lakin Tolley overall has pitched a pretty flawless game, minus that 6th inning. Let's see if she can keep it going. That one was up in the hands of Rose, but she swings and is a little bit late. As you can see, a nice shot there from the outfield camera over in right field as Emma Edens and Rose standing over. The 7th hitter in the lineup, that one's going to shoot up the middle. Dietz, it gets underneath of her glove. That's going to score at least one. Leading runner comes in. Lady Knights lead 9-8. That'll advance runners to second and third, and the Lady Knights are coming through just when you need them to. The Cavaliers were out hitting the Lady Knights all night, but that has not been the case here in the 6th and 7th inning. All right, the shortstop Ray now up to bat. All it is now is insurance runs. Let's see if the Knights can get themselves some insurance runs. There's no outs and runners on 2nd and 3rd right now. Lakin Tolley definitely feeling the pressure right now. The freshman, though, delivers an absolute strike here. Regardless of what's said about Lakin Tolley tonight, though, Lakin Tolley has had a beautiful game, like I said, up until the 6th. And also, she had a moment a few games ago against Midland Trail where she came in bases loaded, no outs, and didn't allow a single run to come across the plate, despite the Cavaliers losing 3-2 later on in that ball game. She still came in her 2 innings of relief and pitched as close to perfect softball as you're going to get. But right now she's facing a 3-1 count as Ray is going to get a ball. So now we're loaded up again. And catcher Brooklyn Adkins giving orders to her team, the senior leader trying to make sure everybody's on the same page. Lakin Tolley up to 136 pitches on the evening. Her rubber opponent, Dudgeon, is up to 117. So they're about 20 pitches difference between the two. Ball 1. York, the number 9 hitter in the lineup. She's currently 1 for 2 on the day. Tolley. That one's going to be fouled off the side. It must have hit off the front leg of York as it is ruled foul. Definitely a break there for the Lady Knights. As Brooklyn Adkins, all she would have had to have done is stepped on the plate. The bombsicle bat has made its appearance again as well, as York brings it out again. Here we go. 2-1 count, as you can see over there on the scoreboard, minus the errors, which is in favor of the Cavaliers. And that's going to be a hit by pitch. That's going to bring in another run. So 10-8 is the score now. And Mount View in these last 2 have poured it on. And this is where it's beautiful to have insurance runs. Barnes up to pitch here. She's 1 for 3 on the day. She's hit 1 and she's got 2 strikeouts. Outside pitch for ball number 1. Lakin Tolley trying whatever she can to be able to get out of this top of the 7th inning to give her team a chance. Pitches away, swung on and missed from the top hitter in this lineup, Barnes. Barnes is the number 1 hitter in this lineup, so the Knights have gone all the way from the 6th hitter in their lineup to the top. That one's going to make it into the outfield, right in the dead space. That's going to score 2. Oh, the throw's made home. But a beautiful throw there made by Kaylin Bevins. And now the Cavaliers in massive danger of losing this ball game on their home field. It went from just a couple-run lead in time this ball game to now the Mount View Lady Knights are in control. 12-8 is the score. Pitches away inside. Called ball. The Cavaliers now will need at least 4 runs in the bottom of this inning. And we were talking about last inning, the Knights needing just 5 runs to tie this thing up. And head coach Steve Fields is going to bring a mound visit up. After Tolley is so far up to 144 pitches, I believe at this point, I don't see any way that there's not a pitching change made. Tolley has done a fantastic job. But this 6th and 7th inning have been an absolute nightmare for the Cavaliers. But Coach Fields also being aware of the pitch count as well for Redden. He wants to have Redden available for later on matchups. And home plate umpire Mike Tentz. Stentz comes and breaks it up. And Emma Edens is going to be the new pitcher on the mound for the Cavaliers. So we're going to see if Edens can get them out of this mess that they've been in. So far on the season, Edens has pitched 2 1/3 innings. She's got 2 games that she's played. She started a game. She's allowed 2 hits, 7 runs, 5 walks. She struck out 2. But she doesn't even have an ERA. She has yet to allow a run, and she would love to keep that there. The way this ball game is done, she's left 3 on base as well. Man, oh man, we've had a ball game. And for those of you that think that this ball game might be over, let me just put you into perspective of what went on in the 6th inning. So, top of the 6th inning, Cavaliers came into the inning down 7-0, and the Lady Knights proceeded to go into the inning and score 8 straight runs and take the lead. Cavaliers ended up scoring 1 in the bottom of the 6th to tie the game up. And now the Lady Knights have scored another 4 to now take a 4-run lead. So if you think that this game is over, then I'm sorry, you're mistaken. Edens, this one's going to pop up. Bevins makes the play out in left field. Huge out there for the Cavaliers. So 1 pitch, 1 out as Emma Edens comes in and makes quick work. All right, Phoebe Dudgeon, who now is Eden's rubber opponent, is up to it, and Lakin Tolley will stay in the game, though, at first base. Beautiful changeup there. And as you can see, our aerial coverage brought to you by Advanced Hydraulics. You could see the infield assignments for the Cavaliers. The outfielders, especially center field, is deeply backed up there as Layla Williams, only a few feet away from the fence, trying to do everything they can to keep these Knights from keep them away from doubles, triples, and homers, and keep everything to singles. Dudgeon cracks that one up. Williams, she's got a long run ahead of her. She makes it. Double play! Layla Williams. Beautiful play there to Eliana Dietz. As the runner on second base did not notice, I don't believe that she knew that there was just one out. So the pitching change turns out to be a great decision there by head coach Steve Fields, as you could check it out here on the replay. Good play made there by Williams. And then Williams, great recognition to understand that she did not tag up over at second. So now we're going to head down to the bottom of the seventh, and the Cavaliers, they're going to need at least 4 runs to continue this ball game. Mountain View already did it once. They scored 7 runs in the top of the 6th. The question is, can the Cavaliers do the same on their home field? Let's find out. The absolute ace in Phoebe Dudgeon is going to stay out there. So far, her statistics for this game: 6 innings pitched, 8 hits, 8 earned runs, 8 runs, 6 earned runs, 3 walks, and 7 Ks on the evening. So she slowed down on the strikeouts a little bit, but she's been able to get the outs and be efficient, and that's what's mattered most. As for Lake and Tully's final numbers, 6 innings pitched. She allowed 9 hits, 12 runs, 4 earned runs, 4 walks, and 12 strikeouts. So great job there by Lake and Tully. The 6th and 7th innings were the kryptonite for the Cavaliers. But it's not over yet. Not even close to being over yet. The Cavaliers will have their 6, 7, 8 hitters up. 7, 8, 9 hitters up. It'll be Gracie Rhodes, Layla Williams, and Emma Edens up to bat for Greenbrier West. And it is the 6, 7, 8 hitters. All right, here we go. Gracie Rhodes. It don't matter how she do it. She just needs to get on base. How's she going to do it, and can she do it? Let's see if Dudgeon says otherwise. That one's going to be in on her hand. Straight to the second baseman. Out 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. Layla Bombsicle Williams. She tied the game against Midland Trail a couple nights ago last week. Can she do it again? She's going to have to come up big. Also, for those of you that aren't following and you're enjoying what you're seeing, make sure you drop a follow over on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube. Ball's going to be low. Ball 1. Cavaliers will likely opt to work the count now, unless if they see something really good that they want to swing at. Layla chokes up on the bombsicle bat. Let's see if she can hit one to the outfield. Called strike 1 right down the middle. That'll even it up at 1-1. Phoebe Dudgeon is going to go straight at the Cavs. She's only got 2 outs left to get. Cavaliers need at least 4 runs to keep this game going. Dudgeon. Strike 2. Swing and a miss there from Layla Williams. Williams so far on the day 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. Let's see if she can turn that around right here. She's choked up about 1.5 inches. Curveball, strike 3. My goodness, what a off-speed pitch there from Phoebe Dudgeon. Cavaliers are down to their last out. And this was one of the keys to the game for the Cavaliers, was for their underclassmen to show up. Briley Redden has showed up, scoring 5 of the 8 runs for the Cavaliers. But can their underclassmen come away with it? Edens watches ball 1. Jenna Hunter on deck for the Cavs. Swing and a miss. As she went around there for strike number 1. Emma Edens trying whatever she can to keep the Cavaliers in play. Knights and neutral fielding positions across the out and infield. Swing and a foul ball. Cavaliers are down to their last strike of the game. Can Emma Edens keep the ball game going? The Mount View Lady Knights made 4 of their runs in damage with 2 outs. Can the Cavaliers do the same? Dudgeon. Outside. She'll keep it going, so the count will be evened up now. Nothing fancy here for the Cavaliers. They just need to get Edens on base. Can she do it? So far, Edens is 1 for 3 on the day with a hit and a strikeout. Dudgeon. Edens up the middle. Does she have enough speed? No, she doesn't. It's out. Mount View. What a comeback. And they upset Greenbrier West on their home field. Oh, my goodness. This was one of the most historic comebacks that I've ever seen in any sport. The Mount View Lady Knights were down 7-0 in the 6th inning, and they come back to upset the Greenbrier West Lady Cavaliers 12-8 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Man, oh man, what a game this has been. We're going to have some interviews with the players recorded, so make sure you're following the Greenbrier Valley channel on Facebook. Let me get the stats for the pitchers, for the batters, everybody throughout this game. Phoebe Dungeon, your player of the game. She had herself 7 innings pitched, allowing 8 hits, 8 runs, 6 earned runs, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. And as for the Cavaliers, Lake and Tully, 6 innings pitched, 9 hits, 12 runs, 4 earned, 4 walks, and 12 Ks. And then Emma Edens had one inning pitched, and that's it for the ball game. Everyone, thank you so much for watching this game on the Greenbrier Valley Channel Sports Network. Like I said, make sure you're following the channel. I can't emphasize it enough. We will have player interviews recorded right after this game, and they will be out around 10 p.m. Eastern this evening, so be sure to look for it. Now, my name is Matthew Thomas on the game this evening, Joe Sharp on the camera, and Harry Vance, the producer. God bless every single one of you guys this evening, and good night from Western Greenbrier Middle School.
R.T. Rogers Oil Company and Precision Delivery have many kind and knowledgeable long-term employees in our Hinton office who account for transactions and dispatch fuel and explain and educate about our many products, such as our wall heaters and also our fireplace logs, which are designed for residential space heating. And we also have Renai tankless water heaters available. We provide many different types of fuel storage tanks along with an experienced and trained crew that will be installing them. We will then make safe and timely deliveries to these storage tanks. Our long-term employees make deliveries and also install HVAC units and install generators, while Precision Delivery transports fuel in 6 states. So, call us for a quote or delivery.
Raynell Medical Center is excellent healthcare right at home. Primary care, behavioral health, dental, pharmacy, full-service lab, and more. At locations close to you in Raynell, Meadowbridge, Alderson, White Sulphur Springs, Maxwellton, Midland Trail, and Lewisburg. Call 304-438-6188. Raynell Medical Center. Excellent healthcare right at home.